A Pride Virtual Edition, Day 3. I am so excited to bring on the stage the next guest for our events. She is a comic from the northern regions. She's a friend. She has her own business, Comic Sans Prod, or Comic Sans Productions. Ladies, gentlemen, and non binary, I would like to bring on the stage Alice Rose. Hi.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Look at this. Oh, wow. This is incredible. Look at all this stage. And just me with a pocket full of dick jokes. This is too much, everyone. This is great. This is great. Ooh. This microphone, I have the same one at home, but it's not wireless. I love it. I love it. I'm spoiled this week. Uh, I do love it. Sorry, like musicians get their guitars and drums and things like that. Like the only thing I can fetishize is microphones, and I love this. I love this. This is good. Stop it! Oh my god. Uh yeah, microphones are cool. Actually, I over quarantine I started collecting microphones for podcasting and things like that. This is a really good model. This is a fantastic model. I like to use it for like when I want to get a crisp voice. I also have this big condenser mic that's super sensitive, so it picks up everything in the room. So if I'm podcasting and I want like traffic noise and dog farts in the background, give it a little ambience. I like to use that one. Uh, just kidding, of course. Dog farts don't have. You never really hear dog farts, do you? Like you smell them, but you don't hear them. Do we know why that is? Because dogs don't have butt cheeks. That's right. It's a fact. Fish don't have eyelids. Dogs don't have butt cheeks. Men don't have a very good grasp of consent. That's just how it is. All right, this isn't going to work. We've been quiet all weekend. And I know we're virtual, but there are people in the crowd as well. So let's make some noise. Come on. Come on. Let's have some life. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't perform without it. I also can't perform without the microphone stand is interesting, isn't it? Because we never use it, but like we need it. I specifically asked for it, but it does serve a bit of a purpose. I mean, you can tell a lot about a comedian by what they do with the mic stand. If it's in front of them, oh my God, what is this? Amateur night? Tell me again about your Tinder profiles. Come on, wait. No, no, we can be better than this. When the mic is in front of you, that's bad. That's bad. Now this with the mic in and your hands open. Come on, this isn't comedy. What are you, Hannah Gadsby? Is this Nanette? Come on. That's no fun. This isn't a comedy show. This is a TED Talk. What you want to do, I love Nanette, by the way. Take that mic stand, just bring it behind you. Fucking power move. There we go. Now we're ready to start the show. Let's get a round of applause. North Bay, what's up? Yes, thank you. Thank you. This is great. This is great. I'm so happy to be here. I think we can officially say the world's best Pride in 2020. This is incredible. So many people tuning in from all over the place. So many incredible acts. I don't know why I'm here. Honestly, I have no idea why out of all of these incredible people I'm here. I don't know. But let's talk a little bit about me. Maybe we can get to know each other and I can feel better about being here on this wonderful, wonderful show. My name is Alice Rose. I have some exciting news. I just saved a bundle on my car insurance by switching to female. Thank you. Thank you. It's true. I'm a trans woman, transgender woman, and I don't know where North Bay is at. I don't know how much I have to explain and unpack here. So I'm sorry if I'm dumbing it down a little bit, but I know that already some of you in the crowd are just picturing me naked already with a big old penis between my legs. Now, step one, I have to correct you. I actually have a penis between my butt cheeks. Like a lady. Come on. I do have a vagina, and like every proud woman, I've given my vagina a powerful, affirming nickname. Decided to nickname my vagina the last unicorn. And I like to usually call out audiences like, why do you think that is? And I get responses like, oh, because it's pink and glittery and full of magic and wonder, obviously. Or someone will say, because it swipes right on couples. And once I heard in the audience, your nickname is the last unicorn because it only reveals itself to young virginal girls in the woods. We'll we'll decide together what that nickname is all about. My real name, Alice Rose. Now I get it. I get it. That name sounds a little basic, right? Um, and I know what I look like. I'm pretty self-aware. I understand I look like a post-op Kevin Smith. Like I look like a lesbian porn parody version of Dora the Explorer. I don't know. I mean, if I was a transformer, I would just morph suddenly into like a 2016 Subaru Outback with a full-grown German Shepherd in the passenger seat, just like, let's go hiking. Let's go. I know what I look like. I look like I'm demanding to speak to the manager at the adoption clinic because the return policies are just a little too complicated. You know, I get that, and I get the name Alice Rose. I understand that, you know, okay, let's just a little more education. When you're transgender, you get to choose your own name, but you get to do that like at a time where you're not really sure who you are or like who you want to be. So you have this idealized version of femininity. And I absolutely thought, oh my God, Alice Rose. And I had this voice in my head like, yes, I'm Alice Rose, and my pronouns are live, laugh, love. You know, I'm Alice Rose and just, you know, just stomping in 6-inch stilettos through the Eaton Center, or I'm sorry, I don't have a geographic reference to North Bay's Eaton Center. All I know is the Capitol Center. Stomping through the Capitol Center, just like, oh, I can't even look at Kate Spade. Like, don't let me go near it because I can't help myself. I always have to buy something. And that one's kind of true, I guess. But I am really proud of my matching purse, wallet, and lower back tattoo. So I guess I am about as basic as my name suggests. On top of being trans, I'm also a bisexual lady. Any other bisexuals in the crowd? That's right. Bi erasure is a real thing. We need visibility. We do exist. Um, yeah, I'm bisexual. I, I think this is why we need mic stands so we can open the water. Oops. But it's difficult because I don't really date men because men, right? I don't know. Dating men is like it's like eating lettuce or drinking a glass of milk or driving sober. You know, it's like it's technically not wrong, but what's the fun in it? That's how I feel about dating men. So I guess bisexual doesn't really fit. In fact, I think I prefer to sexually identify as an attention whore. That's right. That's right. Phones full of dating apps, and they're always coming out with new dating apps. I know it's tough. It's difficult for me because I have a pretty old phone, so storage is an issue. So when I want to check out a new dating app, I have to delete an old one. That being said, I recently uninstalled Grinder. Thank you. Or as I like to call it, Pokemon Go, but with dicks. Uh, yes, Grinder. It's tough. It's tough. We're in fun times doing this virtual. Like to call it the quarantine times. The quarantine times. Like old people Do you remember the before times? And now we're coming up to the after times, and pre and post quarantine. We're starting a renaissance in everything. I think it's difficult. I don't know if you know this, but it's been exactly 190 days since they called a global pandemic. And I know we can say it's been 6 months or 28 CERB payments or however you want to quantify that, but I think it's important to let that sink in. 190 days of adapting globally to this new normal and doing so in what should be a very unified way, but I don't know. But that's a long time. And we're all pretty bored. Like, I'm 190 days of sitting at home. I am bored to tears. But don't get me wrong, I still don't want to hear your damn podcast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is 190 days of living this new normal, lining up to buy groceries, which is ironic because now that weed is legal, we have to buy everything the same way we used to buy our drugs. Um, for me, it was 190 days of working from home, and that's not easy. I don't like I don't like feeling like I'm at work and at home at the same time. I like to keep those two things separate. So my girlfriend and I were trying to create a little work environment, like a business environment in our house. So we set a schedule and we're at our desks by 9 o'clock. And instead of talking to one another and distracting each other, we've taken to sending each other little emails when we need something, like, what do you want for lunch? Or I don't know. I like to send her little emails throughout the day, just being like, hey, team, just a quick reminder going forward, I love you. Oh, that's so cute. And then I'll BCC some random spam email just to fuck with her, just like, who is she sending this to? But we do try to keep an office environment through office hours. So she will ask me if I want a sandwich and I'll demand it on my desk by 5. And every time she, leans in to touch me on the shoulder to get my attention or give me a little kiss on the cheek, I threaten to report her to HR. It's an empty threat because HR is just our dog, and he can't stop licking his own genitals long enough to do anything about it. So I don't know. Working from home is difficult, especially as a comedian, because for me that means no more of this. No more of what I love to do. And this takes up so much of my time, writing and performing and traveling. This is my life. And that was taken away from me 190 years, or 190 years ago. 190 days ago. And I'm so thrilled to be back because I've had to fill up all of that free time with boring crap like gardening. Everyone's suddenly a damn farmer these days. I love it because all of my friends are making salsas and I'll mess with it. But I've tried gardening and I just don't get the same satisfaction out of it. I don't. I try to, entertain the troops and liven up the flowers, but I don't know. I just don't get the same reaction. I mean, the lawn gnomes just sit there stone faced, no reaction whatsoever. And like, okay, at least there's not hecklers, you'd think. But living in Toronto, you have black squirrels and gray squirrels and raccoons just all up in the trees chirping down at you. And you don't realize, but it hits different when a rodent calls you a faggot, It does. It does. I don't know the content rating of this show. I'm hoping we're okay, or at least we have a little censor button, but it's gonna, oh boy, it gets worse. Oh, it gets worse. I don't know. Yeah, this entire year has been so completely crazy that we don't know what normal is anymore. Like, I don't I'm just thinking, do you remember when the Navy confirmed that footage of UFOs? And they were just like, yeah, those are actually real. That's crazy, like, groundbreaking news. UFOs exist and the US Navy confirmed it. but we're just like, we've taken in so much this year that we're just like, okay, but quiet down, because Trump's actually telling people to inject bleach into their veins. We've got bigger priorities. Like 2020 has been a mess, and we don't realize that these intense global things are happening. We're in the middle of a civil war, um, or sorry, a civil rights movement, and it's empowering, and everything is happening at once, and the world is changing so drastically that we don't even miss things like Amber Alerts. You know, like those emergency notifications that push through on your phone. Um, Nobody really notices that, but those have kind of stopped in the quarantine because everyone's kids are at home with them. Um, and that's great. But how do we feel about those emergency alerts? Like, I think I'm for them, but do you remember? I don't know if you got this, but in Southern Ontario, about 6 months ago, there was a notification um, that told everybody that there was a nuclear meltdown in Pickering, Ontario. Turned out to be a false alarm, but that woke you up because this was before quarantine. We still felt things back then. And yeah, that was the text message that that had the whole world asking, where the hell is Pickering? You know? But I'm for these notifications. I think it's good for the government to have access to our phones to give us important information. We should be utilizing this technology. I'm sure it can be used for bad, but it can be also used for good. Let's start utilizing that. For instance, where was the mass push notification when the first case of COVID was confirmed in Ontario? Where was that warning? Better yet, where was the emergency alert when that Cats movie came out? We all really deserved a warning from that. See, we really did, because that, I don't know if you've seen it, but Cats is bad to begin with, but this like movie production, it was the worst thing to happen to Andrew Lloyd Webber since prostate cancer. Sorry. It was the ugliest thing to happen to musical theater since Susan Boyle. Okay, we'll get you with one of these. Chris, I'm looking at you. My job is to make you laugh tonight. Have you seen the Cats movie? No? I swear, don't even give it a try. That thing was the worst thing to happen to cats since Tiger King. Or I love Tiger King was a great blessing of the quarantine. I think Tiger King got us through a little bit, and then like Disclosure gave us a little bit of a pride until now. That's wonderful. But that joke, I actually had the worst thing to happen to cats since Luca Magnotta. And I love when a joke evolves with the times and I can recycle it because I only have so many. Um, let's talk about. So I mentioned I'm from Toronto. It's quite obvious because um, I'm always. Sorry, can we cut this? I don't know. Is this that kind of production? uh, I I moved to Toronto about 2 years ago, and I love it. I love it. It has everything. I met my girlfriend in Toronto. We moved in together about a year ago. That was a whole process moving in with a partner, and like we had our own homes, so we had to purge everything, um and I have this rule with relationships, like new partner, new toys, right? Because you don't want to cross contaminate. But I was single for a really long time before that, so it felt like a waste to just gather up these thousands of dollars in recreational toys and just throw them into the garbage. So I thought about it for a second and I decided instead to donate them, give them to a good cause. Oh, it said it was a toy drive. What's the problem? uh, yeah, my girlfriend and I, we moving in together. I remember it was scary because it happened fast because lesbians. Um, we decided to move in together, and I remember having to have those like really important conversations that couples should be having earlier on in their relationship. And the night before we moved in together, as we were packing our final things, my girlfriend sits down on the sofa and calls me over and says, we're making a really big step. So I need to make sure we're on the same page about something. And I have to ask you, how do you feel about children? And I took a deep breath and my heart sank, and I had to explain to her that I really have no interest in having children whatsoever. I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I really can't. Fortunately, she revealed to me that she feels the same, and I can't express how much of a relief it was to finally put our son up for adoption. We got rid of a lot of stuff, is what I'm saying. We cleaned house. We cleaned house. We've been living together for a while. Okay, I did bring up our son, so it's hard because I don't like our son. I have a bit of a stepmom complex. Like, I don't like, he is our son. I love him like my own. Um, I am a mother to him, but it's difficult sometimes because we're a mixed race family. And it's quite obvious that he's hers from a previous relationship because she's Caribbean. My girlfriend is Caribbean. She's from Grenada, and I'm the kind of Scandinavian that isn't blonde. I'm not sure exactly what that is yet. I'm still waiting on the 23andMe results to come in. That's that service where you send in a little sample of your DNA, and then they reveal to you exactly how racist you actually are. Like, I don't care what's in that envelope. You open it up, and you're like, 8% Dutch? 8%? How did that get in there? Great grandpa, you were a freak. Um, yeah, but we're happy. We're happy. I think I think I'm gonna leave you on this last little one. Living in Toronto, it's difficult not to get excited about all the touristy stuff, all the fun, exciting things that Toronto has to offer. And living there for a couple of years, I still get excited about like the CN Tower and the AGO and the ROM, and like I'm invested in Toronto tourism. I started following them on Facebook, and they recently announced that the Toronto Tourism Board has decided to restrict the use of plastic straws in all of their major tourist attractions when they reopen after COVID, which is like round of applause for environmentalism. That's going to reduce plastic waste by a ton. But like, I'm a really forgetful person, and I hate to be that bitch, but now that means, say I want to go to Ripley's Aquarium one afternoon. Now, before I leave the house, I have to remember to pack my own plastic straws to throw into the sea turtle exhibit. Okay, we got a couple groans. We're all sea turtle fans suddenly. I don't know. So I'm just going to leave you with this one last fun fact, all right? We all love sea turtles. I'm the bad guy? The bad gay. I'm a terrible gay. Do we know how many species, or sorry, fun fact, 95% of the animal kingdom exhibits overt homosexual behavior with no moral recourse or social collapse or any of that mess. But do we know how many species of animal exist that exhibit overt homophobic behavior? Out of the entire animal kingdom, just one. Those goddamn sea turtles. Thank you all. I've been Alice Rose, and I need to wrap this up. I just want to take a moment to thank you all, and this has been an incredible Pride celebration. I'm honored to be able to be part of it and to perform for you. I'm most of all honored. It's been an incredible weekend, and we have we saved the best for last. We get to see Colin Mockery, and I think that's amazing. He's an incredible person. So thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for putting this together. Have a wonderful Pride.